In today's short analysis video, we will discuss on Meta platform stock. And my dear friends, this is a follow-up video. Just 3 weeks before, I had shared a detailed analysis regarding this video, and in previous video we had forecasted that we had forecasted well in advance that the stock will going to give you a big downside correction. And in that previous video we had identified a negative chart structure breakdown, and along with that there was a multiple negative factors which has been triggered, and we had forecasted the big downside correction, and exactly according to our analysis the stock had given a massive downside move. My dear friends, if you'll see this big fall, this big fall was predicted well in advance in our previous video. And those who are new to my channel, for them for that, in the description of this video I had posted the link of my previous video, where in advance, in my previous video in advance I had informed the big downside move. I had informed you that there will be a big downside corrections well in advance, and everything I had mentioned in my previous video, and that backdated video link is given on this description of this video. Now we will go directly to the chart patterns. If you'll remember, in my previous video we had identified this negative chart pattern. This is a beautiful negative chart pattern which we call it as a head and shoulder pattern. And the moment this pattern get trigger, I had informed you, and I had told you that this will be a red alert analysis and the stock will give you a massive downside correction. And exactly according to our analysis, the stock had triggered our first target on the downside. Here we have seen a good downside fall, and our first target $601 already got triggered. So since from the breakdown of 680 neckline, if you'll see over here, this was a neckline. Since from the breakdown of 680 neckline to the target of around $80 downside move, more than $80 downside move we had predicted, and our target is achieved. And now my dear friends, today if you'll see, this target, it's not only the target but it's also an important support. So the stock had taken an exactly support from an important level. So today's analysis, it will be on the buy side, because stock had hit the target, stock had hit the support level, and now there is some positive structure is building up. So my dear friends, now in today's analysis it will be on the buy side. The already downside is completed, the downside cycles is almost done, and now there will be a probability that may see the stock will be rising on the upper side. So now, earlier we got an opportunity to short sell this stock, now we get an opportunity to buy this stock for an upside move. So my dear friends, no one in the YouTube will give you this kind of detailed deep stock specific analysis just like me, because before big fall I had predict you that this stock will going to give you a downside correction, and now again before a big upside I am predicting well in advance. So when the stock was falling down, I had informed you well in advance, and now the stock is ready for an upside, again I am informing you well in advance. So my dear friends, now we will remove this negative structure and we will focus on the positive chart pattern. If we'll go to the lower time frame, my dear friends, let's say if we'll go to the 2 hours time frame, and if you'll see, this was the breakdown where the stock had given a massive downside correction in the form of downward sloping parallel channel. And as long as the stock was trading under this downward sloping parallel channel, the stock got corrected with massive back-to-back lower lows. And now the stock had broken out from an important support, important resistance level, and along with that there are multiple positive factors which has already been built up, and that would allow us to capitalize an opportunity to buy this stock before a big upside rally get trigger. If you'll see, the first lower lows trigger here, the second lower lows trigger over here and the last lower lows here. But as soon as this downward sloping parallel channel got trigger on the upper side, first time its lower low sequence is tilting on the upper side. So here we got two major positive signal. The first one is downward sloping parallel channel got trigger on the upper side. The second one is lower lows shifted to higher highs. Whenever the lower lows get shifted to higher highs, we take that area as a confirmation that stock has completed the correction and it's ready for an upside move. And finally we will see the chart pattern over here. My dear friends, if you'll see, there is a rounding bottom pattern we can easily identify over here. If you'll see over here, there is a rounding bottom pattern which has already been triggered from the neckline of $638. So now there will be a high probability that stock will move upside. First target will be $680. $678 to $680 will be the first target, and after this target there might be a possibility that stock may come down to retest or the deep retrace, and after that very soon you will see the stock will be coming up to fill this gap, that is around $741. So now no more negative, no more short sell in meta platforms. Now you have to keep an approach of buy on dip. Now you have to change your focus from short selling to an buy side. Okay, so now every dip you have to utilize as an opportunity to buy, as long as this lower swing is protected. If 582 is taken out, if 580 is taken out on closing basis, then the view will change to negative. As long as $580 is protected, all approach should be used as an buy on dip approach. So my dear friends, this is it for today's analysis. If you really like my video, like my technicals, then hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more such videos.